Alan Rice, and then we're going to hear from Penny Dean. Welcome, Mr. Rice, to House Education.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I appreciate it. I have prepared testimony which I'll distribute, but in the interest of time and not repeating what others have said, I'll just address a few points. I want to shout out to my Representative Mullen from Bedford. It's not often I get to testify before one of my hometown representatives. For the record, my name is Alan Rice, and I am a resident of Bedford, New Hampshire, and I'm here today as the New Hampshire representative for Gun Owners of America. We're a national organization with over 2 million members, and we're strongly opposed to House Bill 101. What is essentially the same language as House Bill 101 was introduced and defeated last term as an amendment to Senate Bill 357 by Senator Hennessy. The sponsors and supporters have claimed that guns don't have a place in our schools, and we disagree. Armed self-defense works. Many of the other speakers have pointed out how well it works as a deterrent. New Hampshire is one of the safest states. It is safe because otherwise law-abiding people have the ability to carry firearms. Whether they choose to or not is unknown to potential criminal attackers. Concealed carry is a deterrent because it's concealed. It's lunacy to believe that a person who's intent on mass murder in a school or any other building for that matter is going to be deterred by a sign and a rule. Murder's a much higher level crime than walking past a sign. And if they're going to commit murder, they're probably not going to be deterred by a sign. Everyone who is present in New Hampshire, whether in a school, this building, on the roads of Concord, benefits from our concealed carry law because it's a deterrent. When Senator Hennessy introduced her amendment last year, shortly after the murders in Florida, we talked about at that public hearing what really happened in Florida. Law enforcement failed to do its job when they were called to the murderer's home in excess of 30 times, but they also failed to take action, even though the signs were there, and then they failed to stop the murder in the school. The actions of the killer were enabled by Florida's absolute and complete ban on law-abiding adults carrying firearms in schools. Another tragedy in Florida was at the Pulse nightclub that everybody talks about, another place in Florida where law-abiding people are prohibited by state law from carrying a gun. They had a study commission after the murders in Parkland, and the commission recommended allowing teachers and other adults, we're not talking about students, adults, to carry self-defense firearms in Florida schools. New Hampshire has always allowed that. It's one of the safest places on earth, and I would urge you to vote House Bill 101 inexpedient to legislate because we see no problem that needs to be solved by it. And I will thank you for your time, and I will be happy to entertain any questions.
Are there questions of Mr. Rice? None appearing. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you.
Now we're going to hear from Ms.
Croc TV.